Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody inside and outside the ballpark. My name is NovedPlayer, and welcome to episode 39 of the Noved Notes podcast, where we talk about many different types of creators and communities inside of the platform. I'm your host, and with me today, I have a roleplay community to interview today with the good old Oozeruk.
It's not Oozeruk, it's Oozeruk.
I know, I had to do it once.
So many people call me Oozeruk. No, and people think I'm British as well. Doesn't help that I'm Australian. So, like, people see the UK and hear the accent, they're like, oh, you must be from England. No, I'm Australian.
I had to do it at least once. No,
yeah.
but Ooze, welcome on, though. It's a blessing to have you on.
Awesome to be here.
So I guess first and foremost, for the general listening audience, what exactly do you do inside of VR chat?
God, I've done a fucking lot. I've been playing this game since early 2021, but been aware of it for a lot fucking longer. But at the moment, my main thing is roleplay stuff, which is what brought me here for the past year and a half or so. I've been very invested in like role-playing communities and shit on VR chat, and God, over a year now. God, I don't even know how long now. I'm losing track of time. But I am currently the second in command of the roleplay community known as Blue Star, and that is my main focus in VR chat. And yeah, I joined that. How long did I join that? Well over a year ago, like a year and a half or longer ago. It was one of like the first main roleplay groups I ever went to, because I'm in a few now and I sort of like bounce around quite a bit. But like that was one of the first main ones I joined, and it was a really good introduction for me, and it felt really comfortable, and I just sort of fell in love with the whole thing, like full dived into it, fell in love with it, and I'm still loving it.
No, fair enough. Well, I guess, because obviously that's why you're here. So what exactly is the Blue Star Roleplay Community?
It's always a difficulty to like explain it whenever like I have to, like whenever someone new and I'm like, okay, so here's what this is, because it's very much sort of a toss up of a few different sort of ideas and different like inspirations from different sort of media. But at the core, Blue Star is takes place in a quote unquote modern setting with a few changes, and it is centralized around an organization that is called Blue Star that your character works for, and it is essentially a organization that researches basically the multiverse, like, because there are these things called rifts that have been opening up. They like portals to other universes and realms and sub-universes, pocket dimensions, that sort of stuff. And they've just been randomly sort of opening up, and Blue Star is an organization that was sort of formed around like the research and the understanding of these things, and sort of protecting people from them, because they open up to all sorts of different universes with any sort of possibility. So once in a while you get weird fucking creatures and monsters that come through and start causing havoc, or people that get lost, and like the whole organization is formed to like help protect the public from that, and also help people who end up in this in our universe, and that sort of stuff. And quite a lot of the time it is compared to like Project Moon stuff, like Lobotomy Corp. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but because of our terms like abnormalities and stuff like that, and it's quite usually compared to those sort of games. But so usually compared to that, but like the original creator of Blue Star is a big fan of like SCP archives, like Blue Archive as well, which is a wild combination. But like those are some of like the inspirations for like the theme and things. So imagine you got like a whole bunch of weird ass creatures from things like the SCP archives, and then you threw a bunch of anime girls with guns at it, and then you've got your average Blue Star mission. Yeah, it's always a joy to sort of try to explain because it's easy to like use like words like multiverse, abnormality, artifacts, this sort of stuff, but like you understand it better once you're sort of there and you're like, oh, okay, now it makes sense.
Fair enough. So, like, in kind of a cursed way of putting it, because you mentioned like SCPs and stuff. So this is gonna sound really really goofy, but so it's just Lethal Company with
I'm
extra
so ready
steps.
for it.
I just pissed off the entire
don't even
community.
know how
I'm
to
so
respond to
sorry.
that.
I'm so sorry. Hey, you Blue Star people, I'm so sorry. I've had this joke winding up for a long time because we were supposed to do this episode a long time ago. I'm so sorry.
I wonder whose fault that is. It's mine. I guess, yeah, just you're thrown in these situations where you might die, and you gotta deal with this shit. Do your job and then get the fuck out of there. Like, I guess, yeah, sort of.
I'm so sorry. I had to throw that in there at least.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, no. So, what kind of got you into the roleplay scene of VR chat?
I've always found like roleplay stuff super. Like I've been into like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff for a long time, which brings a lot of people to that sort of scene. But like writing stories, like role playing, tabletop roleplay games, even just playing RPGs in general, has been like a thing I've thought is really fucking cool for like a long ass time. And at one point, I tried to get like super into like D&D and like run my own games and play more of that. But like I did it with like IRL friends, and they all didn't really take it all that seriously, which sort of bummed me the fuck out and made it difficult. And then at some point later on, I started playing VR chat, and I knew about VR chat roleplay, and I always liked the concept of it, just because I like the idea of playing a character. But I didn't really know where to go or like where to start with that sort of stuff. And then one day I'm just sort of hanging out, just vibing, and one of my friends joined, and like this was after the groups feature got implemented, and I was just like bored, and like I looked through my menu, looked through their groups and stuff, and I saw like a couple groups. One of them was Blue Star, and I was like reading through them, and like I just like offhandedly sort of mentioned like, oh, roleplay stuff, that's really cool, I've always wanted to get into that sort of stuff. And he was like, I can show you around them. And I was like, yo, bet, sure. And so I saw a couple worlds. The main two was Blue Star and also Coach no Yakuza, which is, I know, another group that you've interviewed before. Like checked out their worlds and saw what they like had to offer, went into their discords, and like I was like reading up on like lore and stuff, and I was just like, fuck it, why not? I've always wanted to do this sort of stuff, and here is the opportunity in front of me, so I'm gonna try it, even though I'm kind of scared to. Just sort of went for it, and it was really fun. I remember first roleplay session, super nervous, was very quiet at the beginning, but then as it went on, sort of got more used to it, and this is one of my favorite moments to ever recall. Is during the roleplay there was a mini boss fight, and my character at the time did not have any weapons, like no gun, no that's also another thing I should probably throw in, because some roleplay is more focused melee combat or are more social focused. Blue Star is very much focused around firearms, although they aren't like it's not like Milsim, where it's not like the exact like caliber and exactly things are sort of looked into and no technicality. It's just like you've got your basic weaponry, standard weaponry, and special weaponry, and like that's sort of it's very gamified. But yeah, my character did not have any of that sort of stuff. There's a boss fight going on. I'm just sort of standing there, and I'm like, all right, I have an idea. I run up to the boss. I climb up onto their back, and I just fucking start biting into them. And they just start fucking flailing around and shit. And to this day is one of my favorite memories, just because it was, I don't know, really funny. Like the name of my character well, that particular character was Rat, or like that was their nickname. And like it was very funny because I just yelled out, "This is why they call me Rat," and started biting into them. And that's how I was attacking them because I didn't know what else to fucking do. And it was funny as fuck. And yeah, so from that moment on, I absolutely loved that group. And yeah, just I have 3 player characters in there, and I co-run it. And yeah, I've had fun almost every single time I've been there.
No, fair enough. I mean, definitely a lot to unpack there. I'll say just to kind of, kind of to go from start to finish of that. So you were talking about like kind of what Blue Star was about, and how it's kind of like, it involves like the Blue archives, the SCP archives. So I guess one of the first questions I want to ask, when it comes to your guys' like role play events, do you guys have like people that make the avatars, or do you kind of use more public avatars? Like what kind of allows you to make the events happen?
So in terms of like avatar stuff, like obviously like players and stuff have their own avatars. They can like we have community avatars that people are allowed to use if they don't have their own avatar. There's like 2 or 3 avatars that people can just sort of quickly grab. They have like basic stuff, and then they can just sort of hop in, go on a mission whenever they want as like this sort of nameless character. But then most of the time when people like submit a proper character and get an avatar approved, like that's obviously like their own stuff, or they can commission someone in the community to make them an avatar. And so on player side, everything's mostly custom. And but on the other side of things, like we have an events team, people who like run the events. So you got like the DM and your like NPCs, people like making things happen. For that, we mostly just grab like public avatars. Not required to. Like for example, a lot of the time, if I'm running an event and I have a specific idea, a lot of the time I will just quickly like throw together an avatar to like make things just to like add a bit more personal character to it, especially if it's like a running thing. Random example, one time I was running an event, and one of my favorite custom avatars I did for an event is this giant pink teddy bear named Mr. Snuggles, who is extremely violent and comes with his own boss music and a giant like metal pipe he would bash people with. And that is something like I did myself. But like for the most part, people will just use like public avatars they can just sort of find, and but like a lot of people do go and make their own avatars for like certain things. So it's sort of depending on the event host. But yeah.
No, that's really cool that, it's kind of a little bit up to the players on their end, for their own characters, and got some people that are avatar savvy, which is cool. A pink teddy bear with that's an interesting one. That's
Yeah.
was it oh god, what's that movie? The fucking was it Toy Story 4, I think, or whatever? Like
I think it's Toy Story 3, the fucking bear that smelled like strawberries or whatever, yeah.
All right, yeah, was it 3? Yeah. That we'll throw it up on the screen. That guy. But it's just but no, that's really cool though. So I guess kind of one of the things I wanted to ask, because you said you were second in command when it comes to Blue Star. So what kind of led you into the position in Blue Star? Like what was like the, I guess, timeline of events would be the best way to phrase it.
That's initially I joined, and so I guess I'll go through the whole sort of rank structure as I'm explaining. But I joined, and at first I'm a cadet. Is like the lowest rank, which means like you're new to the community. You're not super like you're not experienced. You're still learning the basics. Then after being to like 3 events, you get a promotion to officer, which basically says like, okay, you've done the basics. You have been around enough to like know like the very basics of how things work, and you're like getting your footing in the community. And yeah, I go to officer, and just, at that point, like I'm very invested in the community already, and like making friends, my characters making friends with other characters, and at that point I'm still pretty fucking new, but having a lot of fun with it. And pretty quickly I got promoted again, just because I was so like into it that like I was spending a lot of time there, like messaging in there a lot, going to like almost every single event I could go to, and yeah, just constantly like trying to like be there and have fun. And so pretty quickly I got promoted to agent. The way player ranks go is it's cadet, officer, agent, and then special agent. And then so obviously officer is just sort of basic. Agent is like, okay, you spent some time in the community, you have a decent idea of what's going on. And then like special agent is like, okay, you're kind of a veteran of the community, you're someone who can be looked up to. And I technically never got to special agent because I applied to become staff before getting to special agent. So like I was in agent rank, and yeah, I was like spending a lot of time in the community and like trying to help out where I could. And so I was just sort of like, well, I want to help out and I want to give back to a community that has given me a lot of like enjoyment. So I applied to join staff. And at that point you get to inspector, which is in character. The rank above special agent is inspector. And then above that is supervisor, which is like an intermediate, like sort of rank in between inspector and manager. Then yeah, eventually got up to manager. And as of like at the Blue Star 1 year anniversary, which was February of this year, we're still in 2024, right? Yep, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I've completely lost the plot. February of this year, we had our 1 year anniversary, and at that it was announced that I was to become the chief operator of Blue Star, which is the second in command. Which there was obviously a whole like background thing leading up to that and decisions on that, but obviously won't go into that. But yeah, I just invested a lot of time into the community and tried really hard to help out. And when the opportunity arose where it was an option to take a step higher and be in charge of things, I was like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to help more. I want to help like guide where things go. And yeah, I certainly don't regret it.
No, absolutely. And I was gonna say, with with all the, because you said it was you said February was the 1 year. So you're actually coming up on your 2-year anniversary then, in that case. With it being right around the corner.
Yeah, it's not too far away. Yeah.
How's it?
Yeah.
How does it feel to be almost 2 years old, like as a community?
Strange. Oh, it doesn't feel like it's been that long. It really doesn't. Time flies, I guess. God, I don't even know how else to explain it. It doesn't feel like it's been that long, but at the same time, it feels like it's always been there. Yeah, it's really cool to see, and I'm both excited and nervous as fuck.
I gotcha. So interestingly enough, because I know I've seen you at a few other community events when it comes to things. So I guess, since you're almost 2 years old now, what are some of the things that you guys have done as a community to kind of put yourselves out there more?
God, let's see. I mean, obviously, we've done like stuff with PGKT and hang out with those sort of groups and advertised ourselves in that way. We have a booth at had a booth at the PGKT HorrorCon. Trying to think of what else. Early on in the community, there were like things where we would go around to like public spaces, but that like died out pretty quickly. So like nowadays we just sort of, a lot of our like reaches mostly by like word of mouth or like collaborations with other communities. We recently had a collaboration with the UPD, or United Police Department, which was really fun. We've had like collaborations in the past. Yeah, but like a lot of our reach is very much through word of mouth and partnerships with other communities. And yeah, whenever project like community stuff comes out, usually we try to take a part in that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say I've definitely seen a few of your booths over the years, or I guess 2 years. So kind of to go further into that, because you'd mentioned like communities, and you mentioned UBT. So what are some other communities you guys have worked with?
There whenever you go to the Blue Star like HQ World, there is a poster for God, I can't even remember how to pronounce it, like Tagare Termini or Tagari Termini, which is like a metaverse roleplay that's like a train station in between universes type thing that I've gone to a few times. We have like a partnership with them. Back when I think it was Coach No Yakuza hosted a Star Wars Star Wars event type thing that they do every year. Blue Star was invited to that. We went to that, which was really cool, and that had like Coach No Yakuza, I believe, the waifu wear. And we're also pretty close with this another group that's also had a booth at Horicon, which is Sephora Yatsura, which is run by one of our members, and it's honestly really cool. But like they're still like new and establishing stuff, but like really cool roleplay there. I always have fun there. Yeah, it's all those things that come to mind.
Fair. No, I mean that's a pretty decent sized list, considering you guys have only been around for almost 2 years. So well, definitely well done in that aspect for sure. Um,
Right.
so you kind of mentioned that you used to do like public lobby events. What were some of those like?
That was like more of a thing when like before I even like very early, like before I joined and around the time I joined, and I like don't even. I know some of our members were like collected through that, but like the general idea of it was because when you're a player in Blue Star, you are a member of the external security department. The idea was basically you would have like a group of a few members of that kind of like go out, and they would be looking for an abnormality or something like that, or want to like sell things to people, and basically just like go up to people and be like, hey, you interested in buying this, or have you seen a creature that looks like this, or something along those lines. Because something to go a little bit into like the lore of Blue Star. The whole situation with abnormalities and rifts and other worlds is very much on the down low, and that is very much covered up, and so the public does not know about that. And so effectively making Blue Star the organization is kind of an illegal organization, I guess you could say. And they also have like a lot of like side businesses that they sort of own to like help them like make money. And because abnormalities, well, the intelligent ones, because by definition abnormality is sort of a word that's kind of like the word alien, where it's like, yeah, an alien could be a monster, but an alien could also just be like an intelligent person who happens to be from another world. So abnormality is a living creature, but from a different universe. And if you're an abnormality, you are not from our universe, and therefore, technically, don't have any rights in our universe. So Blue Star as an organization also helps abnormalities by giving them places to work, like they could work in the organization themselves or one of the organizations that's like owned by Blue Star. For example, I know I sent you a picture of it. There's one time we went to a casino that is like in partnership with Blue Star or like owned by Blue Star. I don't even remember what exactly, but basically a part of Blue Star. And it is like a casino. It's got like a bunny girl theme to it. And since it's in partnership with Blue Star, it's a place where abnormalities, if they don't want to throw themselves into an external security department where they can die, then they can go work at this like casino, for example. So therefore, Blue Star has a lot of other businesses that generate money and stuff. So There's all sorts of little things going on, and I don't even remember what your question was anymore. I just sort of got off topic.
No, you're good. No, I was enthralled. I was shit. I was so entranced. I was
Professional yapper.
no, you're good. No, if I remember correctly, it was just kind of like what. Fuck, I don't remember the question. That's a first. But yeah, no, I mean I would say that kind of answered a few questions actually. I would say kind of in that regard because you'd sent me the wiki page. So let's go in. Let's go in. Yeah, let's go into that a little bit. So what exactly is Starvale?
So, Starvale is how do I explain this? It's an actual organization created by the founder of Blue Star that is basically the parent company that owns Blue Star. It's just a thing. So it's kind of like it's also just like a general, like if anyone in the community has any other like roleplay groups that they ever start up, and they can also technically be considered under Starvale and have their own wikis. And it is essentially a custom like wiki page for like Blue Star and stuff. And you can go in there. It has like avatar guidelines, character guidelines, has some lore. Anyone in the community can make a article about their character, or about like event teams can make articles about like their factions and different things that exist in the universe. So you can like go there and literally like read up about like my characters, for example. Like on there, you can just sort of go there, and this whole like it's like a character article just about my character and like the lore around them and stuff that we have.
Interesting.
And yeah, it's really cool.
I gotcha. So in that case, what kind of made you guys want to essentially in the storyline make it to where Starvale is the parent company? Like what kind of inspired, I guess, the timeline, or the not the timeline per se, but more like the overall, like, because you have the parent company, then you have Blue Star. So why not make it like one thing? This is just genuine curiosity at this point.
Okay, so one thing I should probably clarify. Starvale is not a thing in Blue Star lore. It is an actual company in real life that the creator of Blue Star made specifically to own Blue Star for a bunch of like legal reasons. And it is like an actual, it does not exist in the canon of Blue Star. It is a real company, and in canon it's just Blue Star.
Oh, fair enough. That's probably the first time I've ever heard somebody actually buying the rights to a. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So they own all the. Yo, don't take me down, bro. Like, hey, I'm trying to I'm trying to push y'all. Like, shit, am I allowed to talk about this? Like,
you're fine. It's like, the owner of Blue Star takes legal matters very seriously.
that's okay.
It's sometimes kind of scary.
I mean, we can talk about this, dog. Like, but no, that's kind of cool. That's the first time I've actually heard when it comes to a community of VR chat going that route. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
it's like its own actual like IRL company. That's very interesting to say the least. Fair enough. I'm kind of mind blown at that, to be honest with you. That's an interesting one. I guess kind of one of the questions I want to ask in that regard then, when it came to like the growth of the community, because you guys have done like events, like your own role play events, you've worked with communities. So when it comes to the community, have you guys just been steadily growing as VR chat's growing, or because you said it's kind of mainly word of mouth besides like PJKT and stuff. So since you guys have been around for 2 years, what has been like some of the growth that you guys have seen since, starting out?
It's interesting because like, I think like our growth in member count has been fairly steady. Like for the most part, like you'll go like a long time, like maybe we'll get like another member or two. But like it usually like takes quite a while, and like you get people like joining the Discord, or it's the same with every other community where you'll have people like joining like the Discord or like trying to join the group, and then they'll just sort of sit in it and then never send a message just because people are like, oh yeah, I'll try this thing, and then they completely forget about it. But it's like every once in a while, like someone joins and they get into it and they really enjoy it and they stick around, and it's really nice. And like sometimes we'll have like low player counts. Like sometimes we'll have an event and it'll have like on NPC side could have like 3 or 4 NPCs. Player side could have like 5 players, so like around 10 people. But then like sometimes you'll have like 7 NPCs and like 10 players, and it's like almost 20 people all up, and that's just somewhere in between usually, which at the moment feels perfectly fine. And yeah, I think growth has been like it's usually just like a slow but steady sort of over time. But then whenever we have something like PGKT, there's like a little burst, and it's cool to see who like sticks around. And one of the nicest things is like for a long time our staff count was pretty low. Like we had like for quite a while like 5 staff members, like both lower and higher staff, and like 1 or 2 of them weren't even very active. But like just like within the last like month or so, we've had a sudden sort of influx of like getting quite a few like more staff members, and it's been nice to have that. So for the most part, growth slow but steady, and with occasional sort of bursts. But with our current like count of people all up, I'd say it's like still probably like a small, still considered like a small community, but like it's comfortable, and it feels very like tightly knit. Like you know everyone who's there. At no point are you like, I have no idea who this fucking person is. So it's nice.
No, I gotcha. Hello, everyone. Real quick, just want to pause the episode right here. First and foremost, thank you so much for watching the episodes. It means a lot that you're, making sure to stay this long into the episode. Really quick, just want to make a small announcement. I do want to thank some amazing people who have supported me over on Throne. We're currently over 60% funded for the new setup. It means the world to me that you guys are wanting to support the podcast, support all the creations, and help me expand and improve upon the content that I'm making. I got a bunch of special thank yous. We got Volkashikt, Emma Torch, Down Lyric, Asher Derora, KJD, Monk42, Sonic Man 7708, Teal, King Royako, Bunks Girl, Rolltide 813, MapleMoose, and of course, all of the anonymous gifters. You guys mean the absolute world to me, and I can't thank you guys enough for supporting my creations and everything about. But if you're interested, there also is the Noved Squad VRC group, NOVED 6608 for that. And we also do now have a Blue Sky account. We're on Blue Sky because honestly, Elon app is Elon app. We won't talk about that. But make sure to go follow the Blue Sky. I will be posting more updates in regards to episodes and everything else, interacting with the community more. But yeah, go check that out. But with that, let's get right back into the episode. Woo! So I guess kind of, as somebody who is now in the second in command for the community, what is a piece of advice that you can give, to someone who's maybe, trying to build a community, trying to, start from scratch, now that you have that experience, what is a piece of advice that you can give for, somebody that's wanting to start a community?
That's a good question. I would say, I was ready for a question like that. I think it is important to always remember what you're trying to accomplish in your community, because too wearily often I see people trying to run things or trying to accomplish things, and they will get lost in whatever side projects and whatever they have that come to mind, or focus too heavily on like the finer details, and they'll forget like what the whole point is, and that at the end of the day you are trying to provide a fun experience for people. And unfortunate truth of that is sometimes this means you have to be the bad guy in most scenarios. You have to be the person to tell someone, hey, you can't do that, or hey, this behavior is not okay. And it sucks having to do that, especially when you're in a community that you love. But it is a necessary evil. And the only other thing I could really say is do not underestimate how valuable it is to be prepared for things. Because it's been a personal issue where it's been multiple cases where we've needed to be prepared for things. And I've just sort of started getting prepared for things and like started that sort of stuff, but then been like, I'll figure it out later sort of mentality that ends up just sort of fucking things up. Random example. Just recently, we finished off our second season because the way it works in Blue Star is we have like season content. It's like a main sort of storyline. Season 1 was split into 2 parts. It was like season 1, part 1, part 2. Season 2 had like 2 parts. Season 2, part 1, part 2. And season 2 was supposed to last like a couple months, and ended up dragging on way too long because I did not properly there was also a lot of IRL stuff going on, but I did not properly prepare for it or like spend enough time getting ready for it, and it all suddenly became a lot of messy, and a lot of things were kind of sudden out of nowhere. So recap things: if you're starting a new community, keep in mind what the point of your community is. Remember to be prepared for it, and take your time, but like be prepared, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
Yeah, especially at the beginning when like you're not gonna have many people, and I've seen like both ends of the spectrum of people being prepared for like not a lot of people showing up, and you've got some groups that like expect way too much and end up like not being prepared enough for what they expected to happen, and then it just sort of fell apart and things didn't work out. But then like I've seen things at the other end of the spectrum where the person was entirely prepared for not many people to be, 1, willing to help, and 2, not many people willing to like show up, and they're prepared to still provide an entertaining experience despite that. So yeah, preparation is important, but also don't be afraid to just sort of accept things as they are and learn as you go. It's important. I think it's just an important thing in life in general that things don't go to plan, and you got to be ready to sort of take it as it comes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, having the adaptability for whatever the case may be is definitely an important thing, to say the least. And that goes with, like you said, for any newer community or any old communities, we can't expect everything to go right every time, But there's a cartoon saying out there that I know a lot of people listening or watching is gonna know exactly where this saying comes from, but do I really want to? Yep, fuck it, we're gonna do it. Fuck it, we'll roll it. But it's the saying of if every pork chop were perfect, we wouldn't have hot dogs. And it sounds. If you don't know what that's from, chat, comment down below if you know where that's from. But you got like 5 seconds before I reveal what it is. But it's essentially the saying of, if everything that we did was perfect, we wouldn't have other things that make us unique or make us, do what we do. And the answer, for those that are listening, it's Steven Universe. It's from Steven Universe. But it is a true saying. If we didn't make mistakes, we wouldn't learn from them. We wouldn't make cool, awesome things that, make us who we are today. So to have that adaptability, like, you were saying, be able to adapt and overcome, be prepared for, not having enough members for an event or whatever the case may be. I definitely do agree. It's a very good skill to have. But yeah, so I guess kind of to go into a little bit of a lighter topic, because that, because that's definitely a heavy topic, especially for those that are wanting to do communities and stuff. So because you've been around the role play scene, around VR chat for uh, quite a decent amount of time. So I guess one of the questions I wanted to ask, um, what is like and it doesn't have to be necessarily to Blue Star or role play, but what is like one of the most memorable moments when it came to you being on VR chat?
Ooh, one of the most memorable moments.
It could be a funny moment, happy
God,
moment.
there's a few of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. God. I gotta think.
Didn't think there'd be some thinking questions, did you?
No, I was ready to turn my brain off and just start yapping. Memorable moments. God, there's been a lot. I've been in all sorts of different, like, cause at the moment I'm in roleplay, but like before roleplay I was really into like streaming stuff, and at one point I just sort of did a lot of like world hopping, just hanging out with people, playing games in publics. Like one point, um, like club scenes and like raves and stuff. So I've sort of been around all over the place, and it's hard to pin it down to like an exact moment because I've sort of grown up a little bit on this game. Because at the moment, just for reference, I'm currently 20 years old. I have literally become an adult while playing this game. And yeah, when I first started playing, I was just a little shithead. So I think I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just trying to get by. There's been some people that have really helped me like grow up, and it's been moments where I've been fucking pushed down the stairs by shitheads, but
I was gonna make the joke
there's also been people.
I was gonna make the joke of, well, now you're a big shithead. No, but
I am. That's not wrong. I am a big shithead. God. Yeah. I'm still trying to think of an exact moment. Sorry.
No, you're good.
There's been a whole lot of time spent on this game. I think I'm in the past, like I started playing early 2021. I've now spent over 7,000 hours in this game, and God, filing all that down to just like a single moment is difficult because there's been so many times where I've just been in a bad spot, and there's been someone who's just been like, "Hey, let's talk about this." Yeah. I don't even know if I can think of an exact moment.
Fair. I guess, I'll switch up the question then. I mean, that right there is, those are some good quality moments that I guarantee a lot of VR chat players have, is you have like a person or a group of people that, lift you out of that dark situation, whatever the case may be. Obviously not to go into specifics, but as a general basis, like that happens to a lot of people. So I can definitely relate. I guarantee a lot of people can relate to that. So I guess kind of to switch up the question a little bit in that case, because with how you said you kind of grew up on the game, like you said. So I guess kind of let's take it back the timeline. So what was when you first put on a headset for the very first time? What was a moment when you first put on the headset? What was your first thoughts like when experiencing this game?
So when I initially started playing, I was a desktop user, and I was mute the entire time. I think I spent my first about 800 hours on desktop. And then, I think for one of my birthdays, I got a Quest 2. And hopped on the game, and I celebrated my birthday with my friends in VR. I just felt home, I guess is the best way to put it. I couldn't even think of it like, oh yeah, I'm playing a game. Like, no, just feels right. I'm just where I like to be, and back home with my friends, and it's nice to feel a part of something. because I really liked my friend group at that time, and still friends with the people, but the friend group kind of fell apart. But it was nice to just feel like a part of something, and yeah. That's definitely one of my most memorable moments, to be honest, is that day, because a lot of stuff changed around that time. And that's sort of one of the points where I was like, wow, this place is awesome. And I'm so glad I'm here.
No, absolutely. It's definitely it definitely can change a person. I mean, with how many big production companies have covered VR chat, I mean, hell, there was a whole PBS special, or I think it was PBS. There was a whole special somewhere on some network. But
Yeah, I
VR,
remember that.
yeah, VR chat is it changes people, most of which for the better.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I like to think this game brings out the best and the worst in people, because not having your face seen is, on one hand, very liberating to some people. Especially just, like, people in, like, exploring different, like, sexualities and, like, orientations and that sort of stuff, because they can feel a lot more free to be in an avatar that they choose and express themselves how they feel most comfortable. But also, when people can't see your face or know your name, you can say whatever the hell you want, and some people say some awful shit in this game. So it really brings out the best and worst. But, like, for the people who actually stick around and try to just sort of make a home here, it is one of the best experiences you can ever really have.
oh yeah, hands down, hands down. Like there no contest to that statement. And this is something. Yes, I'm gonna say this line once again. I'm sorry. It's gonna be a repetition until it's finally out of my system. But we as the community of VR chat make the platform what it is. While the developers let us log in and out every day, we are the ones that make this platform. Whether you're a world avatar, creator, community, whatever the case may be, we as a community make VR chat what it is, and that's something we always need to keep in mind. And it's it's an interesting thing. I'm pretty sure we went on with this within the last episode, but just to kind of, it's different. And no matter where you are in the world, whether you're from America or from Australia or, Europe, Japan, wherever the case may be, we can have connections hundreds and millions of miles away, and it feels like we're in the same room together. It's an immersive experience that realistically is unheard of. And that's the cool thing. It's one of the reasons why VR chat's such an amazing place.
Absolutely.
We are the community. It's no different than real life, realistically.
Sure. Yeah. Got all these, like, worlds and stuff, and, like, they're all really pretty and cool, and it's awesome to explore them, but you need people in the place to sort of give them purpose, so we're sort of defined by the people that surround us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's why I love
this
game, and I spent
this
so much
got
time with
really deep. This got really deep for no fucking reason. Like,
I like having conversations.
No, fair. Like, I honestly wasn't expecting to go deep into this rabbit hole, but here we are. Fair enough. Blue Star Community. Like, I'm hoping you're down in the comments, like, judging the ever living fuck out of us for just I'm.
Oh, they're definitely judging me. Confirm that.
Fair. Well, I would say, because we are running a little bit out of time, so I do want to ask a few more questions. So, first and foremost, what, in your opinion, if you can say anything in this regard, what's kind of something that we could look forward to from Blue Star in the future?
Hopefully being more organized. Recently, during the end of our last season, we made contact, well, in character, made contact with a group that operates outside of the multiverse. And we are making progress towards having the opportunity to have multiversal travel within character, because the way it sort of works in character is we're able to utilize rifts to travel to different places in the world, or like go to like pocket dimension sort of things. But like free universal travel is a thing that's sort of locked at the moment, because of how it works in character. But hopefully, coming up in the next few months, that'll be an option to like dive into the multiverse and explore all these sort of crazy things. So if you want the chance to explore the multiverse, I guess, then I guess it'd be a good time to join and get the chance to establish your character and then get to see what kind of things we have to offer.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's awesome. No, definitely looking forward to hearing more from you guys. Especially since you guys are, going to all these events and stuff. I'm definitely excited to see you guys keep pushing and keep growing. Because you definitely got some very interesting concepts, and I'm definitely excited to see you guys grow more.
Yep.
Hopefully do some really cool stuff. Like even more cool stuff, I guess I should say. I'll say before we do end the episode off, I do want to give you a chance to kind of tell the people where they can find you, where they can find Blue Star, any links you want on the screen, in the description, all that stuff. But yeah, the floor is yours. Take it away.
All right. If you want to learn more about Blue Star, I recommend checking out Starvale, our wiki. It talks a bit about the lore, some of the characters, and some of the rules in the community. If you're interested in joining the community, the best place to go would be the Discord. There is a VR chat group, although you can only access it once you've applied to be a member of the community. So the first and foremost best place to go would be the Discord. Check it out. See what we have to offer. Feel free to ask any questions there. All the people, like all the members, the staff, are all very friendly. Or hey, if you want to message me and ask about Blue Star, feel fucking free. Just pop in, see what we have to offer, read up on stuff, and then go from there. We try to be pretty friendly to new people. So even if you're new to roleplay and want to try something out, go for it, and we'll help as best we can.
Hell yeah. I'll say I believe you also do have a YouTube and a Twitter as well, if I remember correctly, for Blue Star.
There is a Twitter and a YouTube for Blue Star. I don't know if there's not a whole lot on there, but there is some stuff. So yeah, a couple few videos on the Twitter and YouTube. So if you want to check those out, you can. A couple projects that we've thrown up there.
Hell yeah. Well, that's what's up. And of course, all of these links are going to be down in the description. So make sure to go check them out. Join their Discord. Go check out their social medias. And of course, if you did enjoy some of this talks with Ooze and Blue Star and all that stuff, for the people listening, watching on whatever platform it may be, because we're on 9 freaking platforms if you haven't noticed by now. But yeah, comment down below or on the side, whatever platform you're on. Comment down what's your favorite Blue Archive character. Why not? I was trying to think of a good question, but I couldn't think of anything.
You know what? The owner is a big fan of Blue Archive. I'm sure you know that.
There you go. Yeah, comment down below what's your favorite Blue Archive character. Ooze and some of the Blue Star community.
I'll beat the shit out of you if you don't.
they'll be down in the comments probably during the premiere of this episode. But yeah, Ooze, thank you so much for coming on and tell me more about Blue Sky.
Of course.
Best of luck to you guys and everything that you
Blue
guys
Sky,
do.
yep, that's the one.
Blue Sky. You know what? Follow the Blue Sky. Anyway, I've been trying to deal with Blue Sky stuff like for the past month, and Blue Sky's been on the mind.
Yeah.
Blue Star. We'll see if we'll cut that out or not. We'll see.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, Blue Star. You know what? You guys should make a Blue Sky though if you don't have one already.
All right, I'll make sure to put that on the list.
God damn it. I'm going to get roasted now in the comments for that one. God damn it. We'll go one episode with the but yeah, go check out Blue Star. Go check out all their stuff down in the comments. The description, the thing down below or on the left. I guess it'd be my left, your guys' right, but you get the point. Go check out their stuff. Thanks for coming on. It's been a great. It didn't feel like an hour, quite simply.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's even going longer because I keep messing up this outro, but that's completely fine. But
You got this. I believe in you.
I don't. But with that, ladies, gentlemen, everybody inside and outside the ballpark, this has been episode 39. Yes, 39 of the Noved Notes podcast. I do want to thank you all so much for watching. And if you are coming back to check out some of the episodes, why not hit that subscribe button? You're already coming back anyway. But with that, I will see you in the next episode. Take care and peace.
Yeah, we had one hell of a turnout here and everything else like this. It's great to see all the people and stuff like this, but have you noticed? They're getting less and less. I haven't seen anybody around in a while. I just can't figure out why.
Well, it's been a long time since anyone's even been here to begin with. It's been months?
Yeah, months, man. I just can't believe.
Guys?
Yeah?
Nova, how you doing,
Hey.
buddy? I haven't seen you in a while.
Doing good. Y'all realized Fest has been over for a while now, right?
It has?
We've already
No
passed
shit.
HorrorCon we've already passed HorrorCon and now we're on to VCAT. Winter VCAT,
Oh,
mind you.
shit. No shit. You did get the tickets for VCAT, didn't you?
Sure.
Hello, sir. Welcome to our airline. Your ticket, please.
3 to Japan?
3. So you only need 1 ticket.
Oh, no, there's 2 more down here.
Sir, I'm so sorry. Pets are not allowed in the cabin. You must store them down below.
That mistake is
Pet?
that's not a
What?
pet.
Fuck, Pet. What the hell is she talking about? Goddamn pets.
Man, that's some bullshit. I'm out of here.
What the hell? Wait, I gotta go with you too. What the hell?
Oh my. I am so sorry, sir. I didn't mean to upset your squirrel.
It's not a
What do you
squirrel.
mean, fucking squirrel? What the hell? I ain't looking for my nut. This is an airport. What the hell? God damn it.
Oh dear.
Son of a bitch. I get harassed every goddamn time I get on a goddamn airplane. I'm not a goddamn
I'm so sorry,
squirrel.
sir. You'll have to control your pet, otherwise I'll have to get security.
It's okay. I'll give him some nuts. He'll be a lot happier. He becomes a lot happier squirrel when you feed
What?
him.
Oh, goddamn friends. Always trying to stuff nuts in my mouth.
Don't miss out for Winter VCAT, December 7th through the 22nd. See you there.
Next, please. Hello, sir. Your ticket, please.
Yes, one for Japan.
Thank you very much. Are you okay, sir?
Yeah, no, I'm okay. But thank you.
No problem. You are checked in. Enjoy your flight, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Noved.